everybody, Justin Simmons for USA Today, high school sports powered by KVU, and welcome Instagram followers. As you know, working on that story about the 1961 Donna Redskins and that one night in Austin, and joining me is one of the people that actually got to go to the game, my grandmother, Donna Maria Solis. So Grandma, can you tell, I guess, my Instagram and the people that are going to read this article kind of what it was like in preparation to go to Austin? Because I know it was a really big deal at the time for a Valley team to make it to the state final.
Well, it was a very exciting moment for everybody, knowing that we were going to Austin, not just to Austin, but to the state capital to play this outstanding game for this town of Donna. And of course, your grandpa and I were all excited, and we decided to go, and we invited another couple, BG and Dora Renaud, to go with us. And we drove out there. We had a car, and of course I had children, and I left them here with my mother.
Like my mom sitting over there?
Your mom, for one. And so we drove out there. We got there in time for the game, and we were surprised to see the National Guard, but then...
what National Guard? From here?
The National Guard was mainly all Donna boys.
Oh, wow.
And what we found out was that when they were all stationed at Fort Hood, and when they heard that Donna was going to go play for the championship, they all started raising funds, pitching in as much as they could to charter a bus. And that's how they got there. And of course, we couldn't afford to take, the school rather couldn't afford to take many, like band and cheerleaders and stuff like that. So when the National Guard got there, some of the men decided they didn't have enough money to pay. And then Julian Adame, who had been working at the TV station here in Westlaco, said, well, he had a pass and he could get in, and he would see what he could do to get enough money for the others. Well, when he got there, I guess the lady or whoever was there taking the tickets assumed that was a pass for the whole busload. So anyway, they all got in. And of course, it was a very exciting game. And at the half, there really wasn't going to be anything being done. So Captain Adame decided that the National Guard would perform at the half of the game. And that's what they did. And of course, we won, and we were all excited about coming back home. In fact, we stopped at a little restaurant on the way back, and this gentleman was saying, you know, I don't know what kind of game they play here in Austin. They even called the National Guard to come and take care of it. But
well, I guess it's those guys that play from Quanah, they found out that those kids from Donna and the kids from the Rio Grande Valley could play some football too that day.
Right. And it was two small towns, you know, playing against each other. And of course, the whole thing was that here they were going to play a championship game, and they were going to be playing it at the state capital, which would be in Austin. And of course, I don't know that the Austin people were really aware of these two towns there, but I think once the National Guard there, they kind of noticed. Yeah, so.
You know, one more thing is just because I wasn't around and I only hear the stories. What was it like when the team returned after the game? Like, I heard there's like a huge celebration and they walked to the shrine and such. Did that really happen?
The team actually walked to the shrine before they went.
Oh, okay.
The coach and all the team walked over there to ask for guidance and for help in winning, which they did. And of course, when they came back, Donna is a very pro-football town. And of course, everybody was out there to greet them, and with, you know, banners and the band playing and the cheerleaders out there cheering. It was just like I guess you would call it like a New Year's Day celebration. That's what about it amounted to. And our boys, we still have some of those boys here. In fact, one of our down the street neighbors is Coach Luz Pedraza, who was one of the players.
Oh, he was the quarterback on that team.
He was a quarterback. And so a lot of the boys still come back, and they've had several reunions here. And with as many of the football team that can come. And of course, Coach Scott is still living, and he lives in Harlingen. So he comes down to Donna once in a while.
Well, I know they had that big celebration to honor the 50th anniversary of the team not too long ago. Any other memories that you can recall from your time during that championship game? Anything in the travel, anything like that?
Not particularly. Of course, our travel then was, we didn't have expressways, but there was a Highway 281.
Well, it's not like you guys traveled by coach and horse or anything like that.
No. We weren't that far back. We had a car, and my husband, of course, drove, and then the other young man who was with us helped drive back because we were out real late.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, I don't remember staying overnight. I think we just had dinner and then we drove back, and the two drivers would take turns.
Well, there's too much of a celebration to go on to stay over the night. Gotta get back to Donna and celebrate with everybody else.
Right.
Well, Grandma, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk.
Thank you.
And again, Merry Christmas. As you can tell, that it's in the middle of Christmas here, so I'll get a chance to come home.
Y'all have a Happy New Year also there in Austin.
Yeah, I would look forward to it. You have a Happy New Year as well, Grandma.